Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Podcast is intended for mature audiences.
WBSS.com.
I feel I'm the best in the sport, and to be the best, you got to be the best.
WBSS.com.
To be one champion, one face, one name. His name's Deontay Wilder.
WBSS.com.
Just the fact that I've been one that keep them for the longest time.
110%. There's no doubt in my mind that fight will happen. There's no doubt in my mind I'll beat Wilder as well.
I'm scaring heavyweights each and every time. Don't you see it? You know, I am the most feared. And if I'm not, then I want somebody to shut me up. I want somebody to prove that to me. I want to be proven wrong. But for right now, I don't feel like nobody's going to prove me wrong. Who has the guts?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. I am your host, Nesta Gibbs. Find me on Instagram and Twitter at NestGTO. Jam-packed show. Lot of fights to discuss. A lot of boxing that we watched over the weekend. Josh Taylor dominates and stops the American Ryan Martin, and Nonito Donaire has a bye in a sense. We'll bring you all the details. He does pick up the win and a WBA super title, if I'm not mistaken. Miguel Berchelt also made his defense of his WBC title, stopping Miguel Roman in the 9th. We'll give you the details, as well as Mikey Garcia claiming that the Errol Spence fight is, and I quote, very close. Danny Garcia finally throwing his name in the hat for the winner of Pacquiao versus Broner. I'd still much rather see Danny Garcia versus Broner, a fight that they flaunted many years ago, but whatever. We have other topics to discuss. Sullivan Barrera was in action over the weekend versus Monaghan. He defeated him by unanimous decision. We'll bring you the details as well as Viktor Postol gets a unanimous decision. Marriaga back in action, gets a stoppage. Cassius Chaney, heavyweight we've been speaking about, gets a stoppage, but details to discuss on that. And in big news, a Klitschko is considering a return. We'll bring you more details in a bit.
And the main thing we cannot forget is I am the unified heavyweight champion of the world.
Dylan White, Derek Chisora, Big Baby Miller, Joe Joyce. You can all have it. Dominic Brazil. Whoever else is in America too. All of it.
WBSS.com.
Welcome back, everybody. Another edition of the Boxing Voice. Yeah, the World Boxing Super Series moved on, and we had Ryan Burnett, Donaire. Unfortunate sort of ending to the fight, but yeah, Donaire continues on, and Josh Taylor, Ryan Martin, was it Adrian Broner 2.0, not letting his hands go, not really throwing punches, or was Josh Taylor just that good? But we'll talk about it. Other things to talk about as well. So let's throw it out to Ron or Mike and see what's happening.
I've been doing this. I ain't been up and fell off. I've been through the Lennox Lewis era, the Nassim Hamed era, the Sugar Shane Moses era, the Oscar De La Hoya era, the Mark Anthony era. I've been through all the eras, and I still been
How much you talk? You do too much talk. The thing is this.
People want their subjective preference to be the objective reality.
HBO needs to fire you. You don't know shit about boxing.
WBSS.com.
Yeah, we had a couple good fights over the weekend. Josh Taylor, Ryan Martin, Joe Calzaghe, Jeff Lacey, just the smaller version. Nonito Donaire also shows that a win is a win, and and age may not always be a factor in these cases. Miguel versus Mickey. Oh, incredible fight. One of the toughest title defenses Miguel has seen in his career. In addition to that, we had some other great fights, some other cool stoppages, and some other potential upcoming pay-per-view fight that's getting really close. We'll talk a little bit more about it.
I speak it
Believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it. I can't say it enough. I speak it, believe it.
Windows 2 attempts, handed bands over. Sicko hit, shot and missed. 2 to stand over. Turn up. Breadwinner, huh? Look who in the building. Let me check my Instagram. I might be at 1 million.
BoxingVoice.com.
Yo, what's going on, baby? We back with another one, TBV. Flagship edition on the Sunday. You know what I'm talking about? But Nonito Donaire gets a victory over Ryan Burnett that looks to be like Ryan had an injury, but I don't know, like he threw his hip out of place or something. But I don't know what they came out and said, but Nonito moves on to the second round. Also, Josh Taylor puts on a classic performance against Ryan Martin. I don't know what it is with all able fighters. Is like they don't want to let their hands go. They just jab. I don't know what's going on, but they walk forward, hands up. So we need to put some blame towards Abel Doorstep, because this is like the third fighter or fourth fighter in a row that's been just outboxed completely. But we got more Mikey Garcia and Errol Spence, kind of close. Yeah. And more topics on the way, so we'll chop it up and let's get to it.
Let's start. I mean, I don't know where. Do we go with the order of the fights, or do we go with the headlines? Really up to you guys. I pretty much watched everything. World Boxing Super Series to me was the biggest action of the weekend. I know that Miguel Berchelt was fighting, but he was in a soft touch, in my opinion. Miguel Roman, tired guy at this point. I mean, over 60-something fights, short, just
a lot of heart.
Really, really out of his depth in that fight. But for Taylor and Burnett, it was meant to be their showcase, their hello to the U.S. for sure, right? Burnett looks good, man. I want to be the regularness and just to be throwing out the Euro bums and all the good shit that I could say, right? I could say, typical pussy. I could say a bunch of shit and get under the skin of the sheep, but I actually like the way he looks. He seems skilled, and I am actually very upset of the outcome because I'm not sure he was going to win. Burnett.
Okay. No. The beginning, I like the way that Donaire was putting it on him. I mean, it looked like he was back.
Exactly. I think the only person on this panel that gave Burnett round one was Rob.
No. I had at the point of the stoppage, I had Burnett winning it 3-1. I gave Donaire the first round. That was it. I felt Burnett was landing the more significant shots. I felt he was working Donaire quite well to the body, and I think Donaire kind of, although he's always like really great in defeat, he kind of even said that he needed to change things because it wasn't going his way, kind of thing, in an interview I saw. But he seemed to suggest that he did turn the tide in the fight. But at the point of the stoppage, I had Burnett winning it 3-1. But
I thought he did. I thought he had the first round, which I thought Burnett gave away. I thought it was a throwaway round for Burnett. He was like trying to find his range. He wasn't doing as much as he obviously did in the second. The second, I feel he was dominant. He won that easily. But I think that Donaire came on in the third. I know that Burnett had success. He pushed him back. He landed a good right hand that kind of made Donaire go back. But after that, get out of here, bro. He was ripping him with big shots, too. Like, this dude was winding up. And what we have to talk about, I'm sorry, Ron, I know you wanted to go. I just want to at least throw you the ball and, start off with the weight, right? Because he was able to go down to a division. He said he hadn't been there in, 8 years?
7
or 8 years, regardless. That's too many. And he didn't even look like it affected him. I mean, shout out to Donaire. Shout out to his strength and conditioning coach. Shout out to the new trainer. Again, very upset we didn't get the right outcome because Donaire look like Donaire of old. I think that Burnett would have probably got him regardless because he lets his hands go more than Donaire. Donaire was like loading up. So yes, he was active, but it was one big punch at a time where, you know, Burnett was really combination punching and he was super effective with that jab. Oh my God, he was killing Donaire with that jab.
Yeah, I thought prior to what you were saying, him moving down in weight was a big concern for everybody, but he looked healthy. You know, many times when you look at his older pictures, he doesn't have like the full-on six-pack. He actually had a really good frame going on into that fight. And I think at that point, there was a little bit of a problem that Burnett, I think, had to figure out, overcoming the natural bigger guy, it seemed like, because Burnett was coming, Nonito Donaire was coming down. So you can kind of tell that Nonito was trying to bully Burnett for that fight. And so that's when, you know, he would try to push him in the corner. He would try to use that size advantage. And even when Burnett kind of hit him, he hasn't had a knockout for like, I think for like 3 years. So going into that fight, you're kind of relying more on like, all right, can I get this guy? Is he going to out punch me? Is he going to out jab me? That's more what you're going to fear. So Nonito just kind of like, I'm just going to go in. And he was landing a lot of right hands. That was a lot more right hands that I've seen in a long time from Nonito. So I thought that fight was very competitive. I could have seen it going into whatever direction, but I really, really wish the fight played out because you have so many unanswered questions. And I also feel that even though Burnett lost technically on here, the asterisk that he has didn't really ruin his public perception, I think. I think this gives him an opportunity to rebuild, focus on some of the skills, and then, you know, he can come back in and win another title. I think that he's still in an okay place just because he didn't look embarrassed in a sense.
It's going to be one of those things because I think as this tournament progresses, we're possibly going to end up seeing Inoue holding all these titles. And so that's going to be tough for anyone to come back and try and win a title. So Burnett without the belt.
I wouldn't say that. I mean,
Inoue couldn't move up. You know, there's this big fantasy factor. You know,
Inoue got to face Donaire next. And again, I'm not saying Donaire showed me in 3 rounds.
Donaire ass the fuck out.
Yeah, he may. I'm not saying that he's not, but at least we know what Donaire is. And this fight showed us he's not drained. Now, I would have liked for it to go to the 7th round, maybe, and you know, get a full barometer on that, whether or not he's drained or not. But
now you say it doesn't show that he's drained, but it's only one time making the weight. Can he do it again?
I mean, from what he said, you know, he wanted to see how he felt with this fight, and he realized he felt good. So
he said he felt the Filipino flash was back. He felt his speed was back and everything. But I just wonder, like you say, there's a lot of asterisks now about everything because that was 4 rounds of the fight. You know, had we got to the 8th or the 9th, would the weight cut started to show? Again, it's all going to be opinion based from here on because we just didn't see the end of it. But I feel the younger Burnett with the combinations, like Ron said, he hasn't really had knockouts of late. But he goes the distance, he gets unanimous decisions, and his skills usually prevail. I think that's, in my opinion, how it would have played out. I don't think we was ever looking at a knockout, but I think he would have come through it. And
I think that was his biggest problem, Rob. I think that Burnett never got the respect of Donaire. Donaire was like using his left arm to just shove him in the corner, try to pin him. Like he had no respect for Burnett. Not in my opinion.
That's always the way, I guess, with people. If they feel this guy hasn't got much pop, they feel they can walk through. But you remember the Burnett, he works with Josh Kelly as well, and that's kind of my fear with Josh Kelly, that he perhaps hasn't got that knockout punch and everything. But they've both got the slick skills to outbox people. So I don't know. You know, when you start getting proper elite level against proper elite guys, do you?
I mean, look,
have power? I don't know.
Guys that have skills, right? Good skills, boxing skills. You know, you think of Floyd, you think of Crawford, you think of Mikey. You know, I'll throw in. I used to throw in Robert Easter. I guess we can't throw Robert Easter in there. He throws away all his height, and you know he doesn't use his.
You said Robert Easter. Like when did you have him in there? He's always giving up his height.
I mean, there was once upon a time that we believe
early in his career.
Yeah, you know, there was once upon a time. But all those guys, and maybe you guys can mention some more. Maybe even like Groves is tough. Not
I like his jab though. I love that fucking jab.
Some days, some days Groves could be in that category. And the point I'm trying to make is like none of those names allow their opponent to put him in the corner. Like this guy was just being in the corner, kind of voluntarily. Like Donaire didn't have to do much. He barely used the jab in this fight too. Like he talked about it in the post-fight, talking about how he, went from just throwing big bombs to thinking, oh yeah, I can box. But like he barely used the jab. But when he did double the jab, he would land the right hand. So it's like, I don't know, man. I really wish we would have got a little more of this fight.
Hey,
We're going on to that list.
From B. Pauly. This one's for Ron. I always forget about the silent genius historian. Shout out to Ron.
I appreciate you, B. But what I was just saying is, you also have to factor, like you were mentioning, like all these guys who moved up multiple divisions. Nonito Donaire is a very, very experienced fighter. And at that point, even though he suffered some losses, fighting someone like Guillermo Rigondeaux, considering more in like a ducked prime, he has a lot of experience. And coming into like a fight like this being naturally bigger, he's probably already aware of how to trap the smaller. I would say Burnett's still even untested to a degree because like
that only has 19 fights, bro. It's 19 fights. Like, it's okay. Everything that happened is okay. That's why I'm saying, like, I'm not condemning him. His back, he can't, he can't control that.
He had this apparently. We haven't heard the news exactly what happened, but apparently in the amateurs, I don't know if this is what you mentioned in the show, Nez, about.
I know I seen you text me that, but I thought I heard them say brain. But who knows? I could be wrong.
But all I'm saying is, he had a back injury in the amateurs that kept him out for a year. So if it's a recurrence of that, I don't know, or if this is what Nez thought he maybe heard on the DAZN show, because I know Nez is always, busy doing other things, but got the boxing on in the background. So maybe it was back, or maybe it was brain. I don't know that story, but this has maybe happened before for Burnett, and it kept him out for a year. So fingers crossed, speedy recovery, and he can get back in the ring. A tune up,
and
maybe.
For all you haters out there that saying he quit, if you ain't never had a back injury or back problem, don't say shit about backs, all right? Because that shit is serious, bro.
I mean, yeah, to be fair, he got up and he tried to continue the round. So, I mean, he could have just stayed down. So I give him props for actually attempting to get up and put himself in some harm, trying to continue.
Jack Kilsby with a super chat. Donaire is fighting Tete, not Inoue.
Yeah, that's right. That is correct.
I mean, going into that,
how do you, those guys are like both tall and like both big for the division.
So I mean, for Donaire, he took the win gracefully, never really celebrated, and look, he gets a win. A win is a fucking win. What is he gonna do? He's not gonna give the belt back.
I mean, no one's gonna
go. Even if he tried to be graceful and give the belt back, it's like Burnett's out for possibly another year.
I mean, you're not going to go jumping around the ring, punching the air, and standing on the ropes, going, celebrating a win like that. And
I wish he would have landed a punch, because remember, Burnett tried to punch him and he pulled back. If he would have only countered, we would have been like, nah, fuck that. He got hit in the face.
Hey, real quick,
you imagine he would have hit him with anything? Me.
Different show.
He would hit him with anything. Me for sure would have been like, man, he hit him in the chin so hard his back was hurting.
He broke his back.
Wow.
Broke his back.
I would probably got that Mike Tyson sound back.
That's what everyone's saying in the chat right now. It's the Mike Tyson spinal.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want anyone questioning a lad from Belfast, tough cookie, but he obviously couldn't. It clearly was in a shit ton of pain. He got stretchered out, fucking gas and everything, and oxygen. I mean, so I ain't going to question someone like that. But, like we say, we're never going to know until, with Ryan, he says he'll give him a rematch, but at what point will that be? Donaire will be another year older, and it won't quite maybe mean the same thing. So, I
mean, again, 19 fights, bro. He could still get Donaire, and it'd be okay. I mean, there's guys that, are just fighting Kevin Johnson, right?
Yeah.
So then he could fight Donaire a year from now and it'd still be okay, I think.
I definitely want to see the Donaire Tete fight now, because I think Tete didn't really look that great in his last fight, but I think he struggled because the guy was a smaller fighter. So if you fought, you kind of know that, sometimes trying to punch someone small and you can be difficult. But Donaire didn't look bad and Tete didn't look great. So this is very interesting now. It's a fight you can have all different type of imaginary scenarios. But I really think at this point, Inoue is probably just going to win this whole tournament. And it just depends on how dominant he looks.
I mean, Tete, a lot of the hype has come off that 11-second knockout. You know,
don't you count out Tete.
Look, I'm just saying, you know, when I look back at the before that big knockout, there's some, you know, I've lost the word, like unanimous decisions. There's this and that and the other.
Come on, Robbie Wilder, what are you doing?
It's you know, he's supposed to be knocking everybody out with devastating heavy hitter killer, but you know, he knocked one guy out in 11 seconds. And then he's not looked that great really since. So yeah, it'll be a competitive fight, I think, with Donaire and Tete. But I'm just loving the World Boxing Super Series right now. I think I'm glad you guys have got it on a net.
I don't know about loving that shit. A little one-sided to me.
Big ups to the zone though for that.
Right? That's kind of how it.
Yo, that main event. I mean, I told you guys. You guys say he wasn't the 8 seed. He sure fought like he was the 8 seed. Motherfucker fought like he only ate 8 seeds his whole fucking training camp.
Before we get to that main event, can we talk about the Williams and other guy fight that got robbed?
Not really though. Not really. Like I seen it, and I said yesterday that Zach robbed Williams, but should we be talking about Zach?
No, not really. But I'm just saying Williams look good though.
I don't know if he deserves the fact that he's a nobody, first of all. And then he looked like shit.
Yeah.
Like shit.
It was for a British title.
And then he looked like shit. Man, that shit ain't no title.
That's a British title. Bro, I love how that belt looks. I don't know why. I just love how it looks.
You could love it. You know, you could love it, but they can't defend that shit over here.
Who's the American champion at the moment at that division?
At what division? Super middleweight, man. Zach better go home.
Who's the American super middleweight?
It don't even matter. American is listen, there's sharks in that water, and Zach, yo, he ain't no bum because I don't use them words, so he's a zum.
Hey man, he did get dude got robbed though, bro. I ain't appreciate that shit, bro. Like Williams coming in on the biggest shots, moving his head. Every time Zach tasted a fucking shot, he fucking hug on. Yo, hug him. Huh?
He being nice. Williams is whack as hell too.
He might be whack, but he beat him.
Williams in the zum category, his fucking stuff. He's like Bob, hook, grab. I'm like, yo,
Williams would not. I ain't see Williams grabbing. I'm sorry. What? Yeah, what? No, I did not.
Them dudes ended in clinch every single exchange.
Dude, bro, you see how dude will grab him and fucking walk him to the ropes?
Bro, you already small. You already bobbing and weaving. How you letting this dude who only got one hand? He was only using the left. Matter of fact, this dude's a zum from both sides because he was switching from orthodox to southpaw, still getting his ass beat. I mean,
I just want you to tell me some U.S. national champions at divisions.
We got NABF champions, baby.
National? Dog, again, what you call British belts, we have NABO, NABF, and those get you to the real belt. Like, you can actually defend an NABF with a European. You know, a European can't defend his British Commonwealth title versus an American. Like, that shit don't even exist. That's some
because you're part of Europe and you're not part of the Commonwealth. You have to be part of Europe to fight for Europe.
To be honest, Rob, David Benavidez was kind of an unfortunate situation, which he's kind of technically the lineal WBC super middleweight champion. So at that point, I mean, we would have still had one. So it's just up in the air now. And Caleb Plant has an opportunity to fight Jose.
That's world titles, though, right? That's world titles.
Dude,
he's talking about like he's talking about
American. He wants to make it about American. I'm making it about the dude not being.
I'm talking about world, man.
I was just testing the history.
All those regional NABF, you know, all that stuff. I mean, it helps, but we really want to see world champions, right? I will have to dig into those smaller belts.
I guess
that statement is false. That statement is false, okay? Because guys like Devin Haney can't get to a world title. Like, how do you get to a world title without an NABF?
True. You got to pay.
Yeah, all of them have to. Ryan Garcia had to fight, for this. Like, you always have to get these smaller belts and move them.
You got to be like Lomachenko to jump the ratings and not, and I'm sure he paid. I'm sure he paid because you got to pay those sanctioning fees. Like, you have to be ranked by NABA, all that shit before.
Does anybody know what an EBU is?
I don't fucking know.
Me either. I just wanted to bring some light to that topic because I thought dude got robbed, but we can move on to Taylor. And, Taylor
Universal Boxing Federation. That's what it is.
EBU?
Oh, EBU.
I'm going to say,
I said
UB.
My bad.
I don't know. European Boxing Federation.
European Boxing Union.
Where's the federation coming from? EBU.
European Boxing Union. Just Google it, man.
All right, let's go to Josh Taylor, bro.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, go ahead, Robert. Take it away.
I mean, it was a shutout. The last I was scoring it. I think I made it to like 4 rounds scoring. It was all 10s on Josh's side for me. But this is what I told you it would be when I said that even DAZN's commentary or pre-fight hype, the build-up they do, their equivalent of All Access or 24/7 was explaining to you that Ryan Burnett doesn't let his hands go. Like, they literally
Ryan Martin.
Excuse me, Ryan Martin. They literally said it before the fight. And I said it on Thursday, but bro, I didn't really expect it to play out that way. Like, this dude does not punch back. It's probably the sparring partner's mentality. I've never witnessed it in all the gyms that I've been in, but I've also never really seen most of the sparring partners I see fight live unless they're like guys like Adam and Big Baby, Like, I haven't seen Polite Coffee fight in a live fight. I've seen him spar dozens of times, So lower level guys, I don't really get to watch them fight live. So I don't know if he's stuck in a sparring partner's mentality where he's just there to give the guy good work because he sure made Josh Taylor look great, But I question Taylor's power, to be honest. You got a guy in front of you who's even with a high guard, he's giving you all of his body. And Taylor landed beautiful body shots in combination.
Yes.
And this guy was there all night. I'm like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, going to what you said, that little pre-build-up they do before the fight, Abel Sanchez was already saying, like, he was struggling to get this killer mentality out of him. He compared him to Terry Norris in a way of athleticism, but he's like, he has nothing about the whole I want to hurt you mentality. And so you can see Ryan Martin kind of just strolling around, and then it just became, like I said, Joe Kawasaki, Jeff Lacey too. And the big problem of that matchmaking is Ryan Martin hasn't broken into the top 15, top 10 type of kind of guys, while you got Taylor over here fighting former champions on the fast track, great background, and you're mismatch. This is a huge mismatch. In Ryan Martin, I don't know if he froze up in the ring or he just couldn't keep up, but it was just too much for Ryan Martin, and I just wish that he just went to a proper route to build his skills up, because this was too much for him.
Go ahead, Rob. I want to get to the main thing. Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, you want to bring up Abel, but yeah, I've never seen Ryan Martin, but I just knew I'm hype on Josh Taylor, so I wasn't giving him a chance. But so I've not seen him fight, but I saw a lot of tweets today saying, like, is Ryan Martin usually this bad? Or did Josh Taylor, was he that good?
What's the bracket like? Who's he fighting next, Rob?
Taylor fights. Is it Ivan Branchik? What?
Excited for that. That's gonna be a good fight.
Sign me up. Sign up.
Yeah, we'll be
listen, I'm not saying Branchik has power, because who did he just fight? He took a long time too to get the stoppage. Who did he fight?
It was Yigit.
Yeah, look at that. He had Yigit, and Yigit was he didn't have a lot of fights, right? Yigit, how many fights Yigit had? Like 20?
Something like that.
And they were all fucking Italian fights and shit. Like
Swedish.
Even worse, you know what I'm saying? Like, that dude had zero experience. I don't know.
I mean,
I really like that fight, because even though I compared the last fight to like Joe Kawasaki and Jeff Lacey, this is really like, Yigit is the heavy-handed puncher, the very strong guy. But Ivan, my bad, too many names. At that point, he possesses a threat of knocking someone out, but he also gets hit a lot. You know, I've seen him knock someone down and get knocked down the same round. So if Taylor goes in there and just displays his full, you know, display like he did, you know, all over, he was doing some Lomachenko Kawasaki stuff. He put his hand up and he rolled and he was punching other and stuff. I was like, oh, this is nice.
Of course you're gonna do that to a guy who only got his hands up. Like that's all Martin was doing. But Branchek is gonna be punching back. It's gonna be a totally different fight.
I'm speaking of guys like just with their hands up. I mean, we've seen
the fucking line on that already. If it's
we've seen this from Martin, from Garcia, from Triple G. Like all able fighters do the same thing. They come forward and have their hands up with the high guard, and they stand right there at mid-range distance. I mean,
I'm excited now. I wonder what the betting odds have. Who they have the favorite? I
when
mean,
are we gonna start putting like
right? Josh is the second seed. Is he obviously the favorite? You guys think?
He was
he's the second seed.
Into this, pro grade.
I mean, but I guess those things could change as the tournament progresses. Like you don't expect certain guys to look as good as they do, and they do. I mean, that should change things now.
I mean, fighters always live up, you know, to the hype when they're in their toughest fights, you know. So we'll see. I mean, Nonito Donaire just kind of showed like he was able to hang in with, you know, what would be considered number one seed.
We don't know what he showed. He got a bye. That's why I opened it up with he got a bye. Because while I think he looked good, I mean that totally like he looked good. He didn't look weight drained. He looked good. He didn't look like he left it in the gym. He looked good. He was aggressive, but like he was still not that, you know, crazy accurate. It wasn't like he was, I mean, Burnett had 19 fights and it wasn't like he was outclassing Burnett. So like we don't know what's there. Rob, do you got anything or no?
I can't find anything yet, and maybe it's just a little too early off there. But
there's no dates for those fights either, right?
Not yet. I did see potentially Donaire said potentially his next one could be in Asia, could be in did they say the Philippines or some? It could be over in Asia, and I think for Taylor it could be back in Scotland again, or it could be in the States for Josh Taylor's fight. But it's all up in the air at the moment. But I think they've obviously mentioned things to the fighters because Donaire was sort of happy to say this could land in Asia and things like that. So we'll see. But very quickly, as you said about your question, maybe Josh Taylor's power, but he's 14-0 with 12 knockouts, and you know he's the only guy to stop Vasquez. I know it's like an older Vasquez, but he took Harara Davis to the cleaners, completely stopped him and stuff like that. So I think
did he stop the dude Crawford stop?
He knocked Postal down, but it went the distance. I think he knocked Postal down.
So he didn't stop Postal. Let's be clear, he didn't stop Postal, who would have been the best person on his resume because Postal's been in with Matisse and Crawford, right, and Selchuk Aiden, right? So you said,
I mentioned real quick on Postal. Postal's won a unanimous decision, so he will be an alternate in the tournament if someone drops out.
You said Vasquez, but Vasquez was 130 pounder at his best, maybe 26. Double check that. I mean, I know he's fought guys like Canelo, Timothy Bradley, but all at low weights. Maybe 5 pounds.
By the way, Crawford didn't stop Postal either.
Maybe 5 pounds difference only, but still. He was the smaller guy. Taylor is the 140.
Yeah, just good point, Mike. Crawford didn't stop Taylor either, right? Postal either, right?
Correct. Neither one stopped, but I think Crawford had a little bit more dominant performance. He even had
UD?
Yeah.
Yeah, so did Taylor.
I mean, but it was more of a competitive life and death fight, though. We can do that. If you want to do that, Taylor showed his heart. Crawford didn't show his heart in that fight.
I mean, look, we'll see. We'll see if he's got power because he's gonna have to keep this lawnmower off him. This guy's coming to cut him down.
I'm gonna see if I can find some odds because you're desperate for some odds.
I mean, yeah, it would be good to know. You know, why not? In the meantime, are we missing anybody there that I don't remember anything else on the World Boxing Super Series, right?
No, we covered everyone.
All right, so let's move on to what do we got here?
Got the ESPN Plus.
That is Miguel Berchelt All right. So ESPN Plus. I watched Saul Neno Rodriguez and his comeback. All right. It was a comeback. He got the win. Did anybody care? No? No watchy? No watchy. Okay. So everyone just watched Miguel Berchelt versus Roman.
I watched Marriaga.
Marriaga was awesome.
I also watch Marriaga.
Well, fight on ESPN Plus with two welterweights. That was a fucking good ass fight. I forgot who.
Names, please.
Bomac was the commentating. I don't know the names.
Was the ESPN card the heavyweight, the knockout? You got the knockout.
No, that was Facebook.
Oh right, okay, no. All right.
Well, yeah, I mean,
yo,
we can talk in the minute.
Like, yo, he thinks he fake. Yo, Rob is so corny.
What did I do?
Was that the American heavyweight? The God,
I couldn't remember his name. I was filling in for myself until I remembered his name.
Whatever. As soon as we told you today, he just had this little smirk, like, yeah.
Talking about, I really don't.
Whatevers. So, anybody want to touch on Berchelt? I mean, I didn't really care. I watched it actually. I watched the whole fight, but it was, to me, I think I heard Ron in his intro say that it was the toughest defense of
yeah. I mean, it clearly was. I mean, you can see. I mean, he even said it was. He publicly said and stated that was his toughest title defense. And I wouldn't say like tough in a way where it was just like he was getting beat up and stuff. But there was a lot of pressure, some experience, and at that point you can see him having to work a little bit to kind of get that stoppage. And Mickey Roman is a very tough guy. I mean, he had a big heart. He was getting boxed up, and I think that there was moments in Berchelt's game that I saw some weaknesses, and I wouldn't say Roman was like exposing it, like it was like a game plan exposed, but I think Berchelt was showing a little bit of capable of getting a little bit hit compared to some of these other guys in the division, and seeing how he moved in this fight. So that's what I was factoring in this fight.
I mean, I always just factor in fighters fighting to the level of their opposition. And I mean, come on, bro. I don't know how this was a tough defense. He was landing like 4+ punch combinations. 4+. Like, I haven't seen that in forever. And then I had to stop and say, oh, yeah, it's because this dude is like a shell. This dude was just like, it was Halloween. So he was a little mummy, Walking Dead. I don't know what you saw.
Well,
I saw Roman getting hit with combos all night.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, it was very obvious Mickey Roman was getting beat up in that fight, but you can definitely say that you can see Berchelt was getting a little tired in there. You can see him having to take a couple breaks. You can see a little bit
too. He was hitting him up and down, body head. Like, I don't know. Roman ain't do nothing but be in there.
I thought Roman was catching him with like some sneaky left hands. I thought I could see what Ron was talking about, man. But real quick, that welterweight fight was
Did he win a round on your card?
I wouldn't say he went around. Maybe
it's a fight. You gonna get hit, but damn, you telling me, oh, it was tougher defense than usual, but he didn't win a round?
He said it was tougher. I'm saying Ron said that
he said it was tougher. So did he win a round on your card, Ron?
No, I mean, it was just a competitive one-sided fight. Like, I had Berchelt winning clearly, but you can see him having to work. And, Berchelt's not a traditional brawler. He's a boxer too. So you can see how to put his boxing skills together a little bit more than you normally do. Because his last fight, I mean, he pretty much just walked through his guy, So this was a totally different type of fight. He had to perform a little bit better. Got a little bit tired. And like I said, credit to Mickey Roman for just being a tough-ass dude. This dude just kept getting up. Like, at that point, if this went to a UD, I would have understood, like, damn, Berchelt, that's a tough fucking dude.
No, Roman reminds me of the other dude used to suck on a lollipop in the ring with the Mexican hat. Solis, is it? Archie something? Come on, help me. Never mind both those names I just said. Think back to the lollipop Mexican with the hat. Fucked up teeth. 60 something plus fights. Come on.
What were we talking about? Like Jorge Arce? I don't know.
Arce, there you go. Okay. That's who Roman reminds me of. Like a dude that, Mexico gets behind. He could always go back home, pack a stadium. He's always a good B-side, but like that's about it.
Yeah, he got beat up. But real quick to the best fight on that card.
Wait, Mike, I know you've been wanting to talk about this well too. I just want to ask before we switch subjects. Ron, do you know anything about Berchelt in terms of like what happened? I thought he was with Golden Boy. Now he's on ESPN and no mention of Golden Boy. So I just
see that's why I was confused because myself, I didn't know like he was switching promotions because I knew he was with Zanfer originally. Because when they televised their last fight, it was in Mexico, and then they didn't have like a normal type of top ranked ESPN commentary going on. It seemed like it was like a satellite. So seeing him being promoted on Top Rank with like a normal like Crawford or setup, I really don't know. I'll have to look into it, but I didn't hear anything about Golden Boy. I saw Top Rank. I'll have to do some research to see where he's at.
That sucks because, I'm thinking all this time, I'm thinking they had 230 pounders, you know what I mean? Well, more. I thought they had Francisco, Berchelt, Machado, and now that makes the unification a little bit more difficult. No other notables on the undercards?
Yes, Nikki Flash and this guy named Rock Moncool. That was the best fight on the card to me. It was a welterweight fight on the undercard that Bomac was calling. Bomac was over there yelling and screaming, and at the end he got up and gave him a standing applause. But the fight went like this. Both guys were like going in, and I think Rock Moncool was the. So what now?
You said Nikki Floss?
Yeah, Nikki Flash, Flaz, Flash. But both guys were like going back and forth and stun me, I stun you, nonstop action. I mean, it was just a good fight from round 1 to round 8. And if you got ESPN Plus, you can still go check it out, man. Great card.
And I was also going to talk about the Marriaga fight himself. He got his stoppage, and coming off the fact that he had that notorious Lomachenko loss and went the distance with Oscar Valdez, and even went the distance with Nicholas Walters back in 2015. I think he's going to try to put himself in another opportunity to try to fight in his weight class again. So he got the 4th round stoppage. I think it was a body shot.
Well,
and he competes.
What class again? Because he fought at 126 when he fought Lomachenko. He jumped up
He jumped up. Correct. So when he went, his last fight before he had this fight was at 128, and he got a 4th round stoppage. So this is 2 4th round stoppages after moving up in weight against Vasily Lomachenko and then moving back down. So he's at 126 now. So
yeah, but 2 stoppages versus guys that you and Rob will probably stop.
I'll stop anyone. They just got to come over here and get it.
But I will say this about Marriaga. Ness always notices the weird things. And what I noticed is he doesn't even have real boxing shoes. I question dudes like this. Like, yeah, he got 2 stoppages. I don't know, though. I don't know. Like, where is pride in oneself? He's got like the $39 Asics that are like wrestling / boxing.
Maybe they feel comfortable with him.
The outfit is now going to determine his fate. But I think it would be probably a good.
It does. Let me tell you something. If you go watch my Peter Quillen interview, I don't know if it was on camera, so whatever. You could just take my word for it. I know that my co-host will, but the people listening, it's up to you to believe me. If not, fuck off. But we spoke about Nikoshi Solomon. Dude. They were brutal in there, okay? They were brutal. And when I spoke about, I said, bro, but I knew something was wrong because of the outfit, right? Nobody ain't, the outfit ain't gonna win no fight. Nah, they start saying the same shit. Like, yo, ain't had nobody behind him, bro. People ain't believing him. Big Baby threw the chin out there. Like, he threw the heart. He was like, he ain't got no heart. I'm like, nah, bruh, it's the sparring. That's what I thought because I know he only sparred with Price, but we ain't going to get deeper into that. It was a beautiful conversation. Hopefully it's in that video. If not, I'll try and get it on video because right away, I'm like, yo, where's he at? Because I've been there twice. I still ain't seen him. So
he was at some museum when I was watching his story. I'm just thinking like, how the fuck are you at a museum, homie? Why you in the gym?
Bruh,
He's just educating himself.
No, it wasn't even that kind of museum. It was like a fucking wax museum at that. It wasn't a fucking dinosaur museum. It was fucking a wax museum.
Oh, he's looking at a new career.
Bruh, then I went to war. I went to war for him with Colbert. You feel me? Because with Colbert, I'm like, bruh.
Man, shout out Lil B-Hop, man. I love him, bro.
I'm like the other two dudes, Nikita Abiali, aka White Chocolate, and motherfucking Rashad Mati. They had it easy. They had dudes in there looking like they was robbed on the crown of the top. You know what I'm saying? They was both bald and looking, and not that Rob.
Rob, man.
What? I'm just saying,
bro. You taking a shot at my nigga Rob, man. Rob ain't do nothing to you.
That ain't a shot, because pretty soon I'm gonna be bald. And everybody goes bald, but we need a reference point. It's no big deal. Fucking there's plenty of well-established bald guys.
Floyd's bald, right?
Floyd's bald. Fuck, I'm bald, right? Like
LeBron's going bald. Technically,
LeBron holding on, baby. Shout out to LeBron holding on, baby.
Look at what Mike's turned it into. Fucking Rogaine for men.
Hey, shit, I'm holding on too now. Shit, don't
let me bring it back.
No, we were talking about the opponents, and I'm trying to tell Colbert, like, no, this dude was fresh out of jail. Chest was pumped. He even shaved his chest hair, that opponent in coach. Nobody shaves their chest hair unless they've been working the fuck out, bro. You ain't shaving your chest hair for no reason. And they like, nah, he was a bum. He should have fucked them up. I'm like, bro, that dude came there to change his life, man. They gave him, that shit was a setup. But anyway.
But going back to Marriaga, I think Shakur Stevenson probably should look into trying to fight him. That would probably be a good barometer fight.
Shakur
but wait, Shakur's at 30, ain't he? Or you're 26?
No, he had 26. He would be a champ right now, he said.
So if he can't get in those fights,
like
Marriaga, top rank.
But really, again, just to educate the casual fans, like if he beats Marriaga, like what's Marriaga's biggest win? Nothing. He's just known for losing to like Walters, right? Walters and Lomachenko. But
I mean, based on the people he's been fighting, these people have went the distance. And if he stops, he went the distance with Oscar Valdez and Nicholas Walter back in the day. So I think this would be, if he can't get any of those type of fights, this would be something that Top Rank should go, because they can do a barometer like, oh, he got him out faster than Lomachenko did at his natural weight, because it took Lomachenko 7 rounds.
Yeah, but Lomachenko also had him maybe like a year, 2 years ago. Like Shakur would be having him after a couple of losses. It's different.
Well, I'm just saying, like this, I wouldn't be opposed. I mean, he needs people to fight.
Me either. I'm just saying it's not like a big win. It's not like a win over someone that is equally on the upside in the 126-pound division. I don't even know who's there. I'm just saying I don't think.
I think Scott Quigg would probably be the best opposition you can probably get to get him that notoriety. Or
that makes more sense than Marriaga, because at least Quigg has one win. He's beat like Kiko Martinez. I think he beat
he was in that life or death fight with Oscar Valdez.
He fought who he fight on ESPN, his last fight?
Well, he fought Oscar Valdez.
Yeah.
But we're talking his biggest win. I think probably that's his biggest win is Kiko Martinez.
Yeah.
But that's, look, he's been in there too, but at least he's got one. See, Marriaga don't have nothing. He's just like the guy that Top Rank has used multiple times. You know what I mean? But
either or. We'll see.
Mikey news.
Yeah.
Ain't much change, has it? We got a soundbite?
I don't know. For something that's really close, and
I know
a few little details to sort out. He mentioned date, venue, drug testing.
Who walked out first?
It's a we're looking at a pay-per-view option.
Hey Rob, based on that audio, and really quick, we're talking about an interview done by Ellie Setback where Mikey is driving what I believe is his Viper, following a Lamborghini, and They're talking the Spence fight on Ellie Setbacks, ES News YouTube channel. Check it out if you're interested. But I didn't gather anything there. Nothing about very close made sense from the context of that video. You know,
he basically got that they both want the fight.
Yeah, if anything, the only thing that I got from that is maybe they've agreed to fight and agreed on money. But like Rob said, they haven't agreed and they need to agree on, because this is what Mikey's saying, who comes out first. And he stressed the importance of it. He gave you examples of it by bringing up his Lipinets fight. He also said they need to agree, and hasn't been agreed on, venue, location, whether or not it's a fucking pay-per-view. They don't even know yet. I mean, there's so many
drug testing.
I think who coming out first should be easy.
Drug testing. He said WADA, and it's like, bro, why is that even an option? It should only be WADA. Like, unless you want someone to fall through the cracks, go ahead and do your WADA like Floyd, but do WADA if you want someone to get caught.
Yeah, but the walking out first, I was just like, man, he's a champion at 147, and you're coming up to 147. So you.
Well, he said that.
Well, he mentioned that. He mentioned
that. You wanna touch on it, Ron? Do you remember it?
I mean, he mentioned, like, normal agreements, like who comes out first and things like that. And he said that he understood because Spence is the reigning defending champion, so he wouldn't be opposed if he was first. He brought up Lipinets as an example because, for a marketable reason, Mikey and Lipinets is a better order for, casual and fan friendly. Putting Lipinets and Mikey wouldn't do that. So Spence is the reigning champion, and Mikey is also moving up. He's also a reigning champion in his weight class. So in this point, it's not really that much of a problem to him. It sounds like everything else they're working on. It's the date, the venue. And, going back to the date, he was saying they have to compete with weekend events. He brought that up, like events, other fights, holidays, and then we have to get venues, and venues hold events too. So we have to compete what type of events they hold. And so it sounds like they're working on it. And I'll be optimistic, like Mike in this scenario. And I'm like, I really think they're really making the effort. This is probably the first time he's just publicly talking about, like, all right, we're looking to do this fight. Now, these are all the obstacles. We're going to go and work on it next.
I mean, I'm optimistic. I'm not saying the fight's not going to happen, but the quote and everything was real close. Like virtually a done deal.
Yeah. I'm with Rob. I'm with Rob. I'm not saying it's not going to happen. I just don't believe this was clickbait. It's clickbait.
Yeah, pretty much. I just think there's a lot to figure out.
Go ahead, Rob. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying there's just clearly a lot to kind of iron out and get sorted. So to me, it's a little bit close.
Well, what I will say is this.
Shout out Paul Johnson. Mismatches don't qualify for pay-per-view.
In their defense, I will say this, right? Like, what we think can take weeks or months to iron out, like Fury said, it took them 2 days, so when two men really want to fight, who knows? It might happen quickly. And venue is something that, like, is outside of their control. Maybe they're just waiting to announce.
Yeah,
I mean, potentially.
Maybe, but when he mentions we've got to check that there isn't another event on at a certain place that we're going to be clashing with this event, we got to see if that venue's booked or not, and what's available on that weekend, and what could be up against that. To me, that sounds like a lot of.
That sounds like, when you're buying a house and, you're just about to close, you're at the very end of your closing, and they got to do a title search, so, take that analogy for the venue, right? So now they're searching to make sure that there's no UFC 223 at the same date, or, some big football game the same weekend, or whatever, things like that. Or would those things work in their benefit? Like market analysis. No, where's the big marketing? Didn't you just graduate here, buddy, over there, Mike? You gonna help me out here or no?
I graduate in January, and my is in finance. So I'm always talking about business side of things, but the marketing side, I mean, with the Spence and Mikey Garcia, I mean, to me, the most logical place is Dallas, Texas, where the Cowboys play at. I mean, I don't know if that venue would be available, but that venue holds a lot of people, and you have a big population of Mexican people there, and you have a big population of Mexican people in Houston and Mexico, like right below it. So everybody can like.
You think they're going to fight at Cowboy Stadium? The stadium, you mean?
Yeah, AT&T Stadium.
That's like 100,000 people, right?
I know, but Canelo put like 40,000 in there.
You don't have to fill it up, bro.
You ain't got to fill it up, bro.
Look at Rob trying to swing some
40
stuff right now.
Canelo did 40 in there.
Yeah, he did 40 easy.
And didn't Pacquiao do 55?
He fought in there?
Of course he fought in there.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, I didn't know.
What? He fought. He was the one they made. I ain't gonna say they made the Jumbotron, but they definitely was talking a lot. I remember his press conference in there. They were talking a lot about that stupid Jumbotron.
Yeah, that son bitch is fucking huge. It's just like from the 20 to the 20.
All right, you can get your 30,000 in there for Mikey versus Spence.
I'm pretty sure you get more than that for Mikey versus Spence.
All right, but 40. But
Spence did 12 versus Ocampos. Is Ocampos even Mexican?
Yeah.
He's definitely not known Mexican because I don't know what the hell he is. But, I mean, I think they could do 30, 40 sounds about right.
Yeah, but is there not a venue that holds that? You know, you want to look at. It wants to look.
Why do that, bro? You don't understand what Cowboy Stadium is. It's a fucking club in the stadium for after the fight. So when you get done fighting, you can go chill out real quick. You feel me?
And I feel like the Cowboy Stadium is kind of similar to like what you're trying to say. Your stadium over in the UK, it presents a fun opportunity. I'm sure all those people that go to that particular stadium for Joshua fights don't always go to all the boxing fights. So you get a lot of diehard Dallas Cowboy fans, you know, that come like, oh, there's a fight at the Cowboy Stadium. Not saying it's going to be like 100,000, like you said, but there is possibilities. And Manny Pacquiao is Manny Pacquiao, so it's a stretch. But Manny Pacquiao was able to bring in Antonio Margarito in there and did, like Nessa, about 50,000. And the whole premise of that was because of the Mexican fan base, the demographic, and you know, maybe a lot of the fight fans just wanted to come out and support and see it. Now they got a native, who already fought at like the practice arena, is familiar with the Cowboys, and maybe if the Cowboys does great, you never know. But that's just the marketing.
Is Mikey that guy though? Is Mikey that big Mexican draw? I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, he may not be the draw himself, but he may be the draw when it comes to the right fight. And certain fights may attract that potential big extravaganza, and you never really
being a guy from Dallas that
plays. Yeah, I mean, but we're kind of not necessarily shitting on the fight, but it.
I'm just saying, I mean, you got something now.
Sort of not a massive fan of this fight per se because of its going up, but I don't know. I hope it does well. I hope all events fucking do well and sell out.
I think they're gonna do well. Listen, regardless what us hardcores feel, this is a casual fans fight.
It's already. I mean, it sounds like it's already done. So you got to get with it.
Casual fans fight, and it does sound like it's gonna be done. And listen.
We probably do be a fight chat on the too.
You guys pardoned Kell Brook. You pardoned Khan, and
we pardoned Guillermo. We thought he was gonna win.
Exactly. There's and we would have forgiven Donaire. Maybe not in this stage of his career, because we would have kind of let our minds forget that he went down to a division he hasn't been in 8 years. But had he lost, we'd have chalked it up to him being old and not the weight, you know what I mean? Which is what comes into play with this fight. But they'll just give Mikey a pass. It's rolling the dice without any consequence. I mean, there is consequence, let's be honest. I mean, it's not like Spence is gonna, take it.
One thing about Mikey, he has his brother in his corner, so I don't think his brother is gonna let him get like a punishment, then come back for another round. That's gonna be a punishment round too.
It's like the Kell Brook Triple G, like Dominant Eagle. You could have probably let the fight go on, but once he just knew, he was like, no, let's just stop it. Like we tried, it's done. You did it. You could definitely see he was waving the flag, like I'm out, I'm done. or the towel. But I think this is an opportunity for Mikey to get an offset fight. So if he does lose, but has a tremendous career after, and especially if Spence becomes what a lot of people think may be the best welterweight fighter and does great things, then you just go like, oh, this is just one of those scenarios where, you know, Duran went up and tried to fight Tommy Hearns, you know? I mean,
and let's be
Duran
clear. If Mikey Garcia takes Spence 12 rounds, that's a fucking win in my book. I don't give a fuck what nobody say.
I mean, in general, I mean, it's a win if he shows any type of heart and in this point,
if
courage.
he gets knocked out, we expect him to get knocked out. Do you expect Mikey Garcia to go 12 with Spence?
I don't see it going the distance, but you never know. It's boxing, you know, things happen. I mean, either or, the fight looks like it may be happening. They're projecting it sometime of early next year, maybe February. In addition to that, doing a little spying on social media, Sean Porter was showing pictures. He was at the Fox Sports, area, and also Errol Spence had this like his own little dressing room next to other people. So I think they're gearing up for. I don't know if they're going to be co-hosts. I don't know if they're actually going to be announcing fights, but they're working on some stuff over Fox Sports. So maybe that's what they're waiting on.
You got to remember that when I did my interview with the vice president of Heyman Boxing, Tim Smith, he let us know on that interview that Fox Sports is going to be doing a in-studio show, much like the football thing. So I don't know, whatever you guys got to help me. I don't watch those other sports, but
well, I mean, it's just anything. Like they always do like a pre-show where they build up, talk about all their analogies and stuff. Other like obviously UFC does it. They do before and after. Football does it. Basketball does it. So what they do is no different what Showtime kind of does, but it's way more in depth. They'll have like maybe a 30-minute to an hour block where they'll have a lot of the fighters go on to the post-conference show, talk, do all their stuff, and then actually do their press conference or their post-conference, the traditional one that we see on the internet or when you're at the fight. So there'll probably be extra stops that they can televise and put an extra exclamation, an extra hour of boxing content on news and explain in depth, show highlights, top 10s, get people more familiar with these people opposed to just having to just watch the fight or some commercials or something on YouTube.
And real quick, do not get it twisted. Do not for a second get it twisted and think the Zone ain't doing the same thing. I had an interview with Ak from Ak and Barack on the Zone, and I don't have that interview no more, unfortunately, but something happened to it. I don't know what happened to it, but Ak was telling me that the Zone is building a in studio too. They're gonna have a post show, a pre show. They're gonna have different guests, bringing like celebrities in, like have different guests come in and out, like some guests don't have like anything to like do with boxing, but they love boxing, so they'll be there. So shout out to the Zone and Fox for doing the same thing and bringing more content to the boxing fans. About fucking time.
Yeah, I think we just have to wait until January.
Real quick, shout out to fucking Sky Sports for giving us that content. I can't even front. Sky Sports has been doing that for a long time now. At least since I've been watching boxing.
Yeah, I mean, around big fights, we tend to get a lot more coverage. Obviously coming up, we've got Tony Bellew, and they've done a lot of programming. Filming with Tony Bellew and things like that. I think was it Tony Bellew Off Limits, Tony Road to Glory or something that covered his big fight at his beloved football stadium when he beat Makubu and become the WBC champ at the time. We've had a lot of programming coming out of recently. It's really good, especially.
And I've never been so much sure, or that don't even sound right. I've never been sure about a fight. Spence and Crawford. After I talked to Ak,
oh my goodness,
Crawford got this man. Hey,
look, you
Crawford got
Crawford
this
out of nowhere.
You feel me, baby?
No, doggy.
In there.
Where is Crawford on the screen?
Bro,
my bad. Hey,
I've been really trying.
Yeah, baby.
Hey, I never want to hear Mike say, "Hey, I didn't bring up Crawford. You just saw it right here. You just brought him out of nowhere."
I'm really trying to get from one Garcia to another one. Danny Garcia.
What you need to be doing is realizing that you spoke to a guy that
was cool with Terrence Crawford.
that was equally as big as a fan of Terrence Crawford as you. He might go.
The thing here the thing is
further. He might go a bit further because they have wrestled. They play basketball together.
I brought all that up. I brought all that up.
They got hands on each other, Mike.
It's not what he said about Crawford. It's what he said about Spence.
It wouldn't matter.
To get the inside scoop.
It wouldn't matter what he said about Spence, because if it doesn't, then no one's opinion is biased because they have a relationship.
Absolutely.
I think Mike was like, "Hey, what up? Hey, how do you get to hang out with Crawford so much? Yo, can we talk a little bit? What's your secret?"
No, shout out to fucking Ness, bro. Ness is helping me out, you know what I'm saying? Giving me the opportunity to interview these guys that he's so busy that he really can't interview everybody. So he's giving me a chance to do it, and I appreciate it. So thanks, man.
Yeah, shame we can't hear it, Mike.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think he's extremely cool. I think you would have told him what the deal was. He would have done it again.
I did. I did tell him what the deal was, but I didn't want to make him do it again. I was just like, bro, we'll do it again down the road. You know what I'm saying? Because the shit, it was just so organic that I didn't want to like try to fucking force it again and make it look like I was trying to rush through it, and I didn't want to take his time because he's working with the zone and all that shit. So it is what it is. We can do it again though down the road. He said, yeah, he's down with it.
Mike's so nice, but like you were trying to transition. You got Spence and Garcia. Well, we got the other Garcia, right?
Yeah, Danny man, Garcia. Talking about he wants the winner. Go here, Ron. Take it away.
So Danny Garcia went out and he publicized a quote of himself saying that he would be interested in fighting the winner of Manny Pacquiao and Adrian Broner. What do you guys think?
I think that might be a good route back for Danny. It's either one that wins in Pacquiao Broner. It's obviously Broner brings numbers, so that would be a big fight on Fox, Showtime, or
that's a pay-per-view. If Broner, I mean, even if Broner loses, I think
Garcia is a pay-per-view.
Yeah, Danny Garcia and Broner's pay-per-view because the celebrity of both of those guys, they have a big fan base, so they can do the numbers. Trust me, Brian. Not skill wise. I'm not saying the level that they're both champions, but they're celebrity. Oh yeah.
If Manny wins,
pay-per-view.
Well, here's my thing. I think Danny Garcia.
Dig deep, America, dig deep,
bro. Danny Garcia is that guy, man. I mean, you're not understanding. Like that, you think Danny Garcia is watching Spence and Mikey being a pay-per-view? He's like, damn, I'm popular than both of them guys put together. Sign me up for one too.
No, but is that Fox money or that Showtime money gonna get spent?
Well, here's my thing. This is what I say. Danny Garcia is in a great position either way. He can fight the winner or the loser. Because if Adrian Broner loses, I think a lot of us still wanted to see Adrian Broner and Danny Garcia for a long time. And just like what Mike was saying, their celebrity, their whatever, all the stuff that you can build up the fight, do it 24/7. I think at that point would be a great fight, and I would be entertained to see him fight Adrian Broner or even Manny Pacquiao. But I think if Manny Pacquiao beats Adrian Broner, I think he's going to set his eyes to a different fight. But I wouldn't be opposed to Danny Garcia and Manny Pacquiao as well.
On pay-per-view.
I mean, hopefully everything's not on damn pay-per-view. I myself have seen worse pay-per-views, so I'm not going to say Danny Garcia and Adrian Broner, it's on pay-per-view, because I've seen Mike Tyson come back and fight Jerry Courier, Mayweather and Conor McGregor.
Bottom line is the winner is going to be pay-per-view.
Period.
So if Danny fights the winner, it's gonna be on pay-per-view.
It gotta be.
It ain't no Stevie Forbes, bro. Like,
and then I mean, I think what they're trying to do is, and then hopefully they got somebody there smarter than me. In 2019, hopefully they put out all the pay-per-views and like try to recruit some of that money, and they put that money towards putting a app out for their fans and putting a price point out for their fans and coming out with a PBC stable or a Fox or a fucking Showtime, and y'all all get together and bam, there you go.
That money's fighters.
No,
so
they do not.
The money's fighters. That's why it's pay-per-view.
I'm saying I think the reason that they're doing pay-per-view is to recoup some of that money. That's what I said, and push that towards a app after 2019.
Well, here's the first thing real quick, and I'm going to nip it. because the fact is, it's definitely for the fighters, and obviously they're gonna want some money because they're not gonna do it for free. They need some profit. But what they already have is a Showtime subscription, right? With that Showtime subscription,
that's Showtime, baby. I want something that's all boxing.
Dude, we're never gonna get that. And if you want that, DAZN's the closest thing for you for that.
No,
But
I
all they
understand
need to do is just show all their fights. Like, here you go, pull up the Showtime Anytime or whatever app, and here's the undercard. Here's all the fights.
If
and
it
then
don't
we'll
make
go
money
into
for Showtime's like, if I ain't got nobody helping me out with this shit, I'm not about to do it myself.
I mean, eventually, at some point, they're gonna have to do it because
That's
they've
what
already
I'm
been
saying.
questioned.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
but they already have a platform. Like,
They have a platform, but I don't think Showtime want to put their cameraman out to every event without somebody helping them.
But Mike, would you want to pay for Showtime and a PBC app? Is that something you want to do? We're trying to just Showtime. You're
doing
good.
it right
I'm
now?
paying a monthly subscription. Yeah,
You-
Showtime subscription.
You plan for ESPN and you're playing for ESPN Plus.
ESPN is not PBC though.
But
Like
it's
PBC is
cable,
clearly
though,
Showtime
man.
and Fox. But and here's the big thing too. They're trying to go away from that formula to a degree because they want to go on Fox, right?
Yep.
So here's Fox. And then why would we come out with another app when you also have Showtime subscription? Like, fuck that.
Because you got to work together. Like
That's too much.
You got to work
Fox
together.
Sports,
One
app.
platform is like if this stable has a deal with 3 different networks, why would one platform do all the work?
Because their whole premise is here's Showtime, and then the rest will be on free TV. Why?
Okay.
I would yell at Al Heyman's crew, be like, "What the fuck? PBC app, Showtime app, pay-per-view, Fox pay-per-view. Fuck this." I would be
But they
pissed.
come out and say like we're moving away from pay-per-view and we're just putting our
They're
fights on the app.
They're
now.
not moving away from pay-per-view.
After 2019, are you guys listening? Oh my god!
But they're not gonna do
Why
2019.
y'all let Mike always get you into hypothetical arguments? He always say, "What if they say this? What if they say that?"
No, just can't. I'm sorry.
Okay,
You're right.
well, I mean, we can go on to the next. I mean, the Facebook card, Sullivan Barrera versus Monaghan. I want to start with the undercard, man. Shout out to my guy, Cassius Chaney. He did get dropped in the second round. Was it second round? Got dropped in the second round with a left hook. He had his fucking guard down. You know what I'm saying? The guy came on strong, but he kept his composure. Came out in the a 4th round, caught the guy with a straight right hand, dropped the guy, knocked him senseless. The guy got up, went to the opposite corner, took a knee, started praying. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to my boy Cassius Chaney for getting the knockout and holding your composure. Did y'all see that fight?
I definitely seen that fight, bro. Did Rob see it though? Since he brought him up.
I saw the knockout. I didn't see him get knocked down. I didn't realize he got knocked down in the fight.
Yeah, he had his guard down. Everybody gets, you know what I'm saying? Everybody.
What's his record?
He's I think he's 14-0 now, 15-0 now.
Yeah, you know.
Yo, it was
as long as you learn from it, that's all that matters, right? You move on to the next and you learn from it.
Listen, this is why television or exposure, because gone are the days of exposure just coming from television. I'll be honest, Facebook isn't the best option for me to watch boxing, but this particular time it was convenient. I did watch it on the phone and I was able to, I was doing shit, so I was able to take it with me. I was very intrigued and interested in this fight. Obviously, we've done interviews with Cassius.
I ain't know that. I ain't know he was that big. That motherfucker big.
We've been keeping an eye on him, and look, I didn't even know all that. Maybe I didn't hear it in Mike's interview, or Mike didn't touch it, but he was a basketball player.
Oh wow, definitely didn't touch it.
Yeah, he was a ball player, bro. And
I'm saying you didn't touch it because if you didn't touch it, because we had like a 10-minute segment on him playing basketball.
Oh no, maybe I didn't get to it then. But I mean, yeah, like I said, TV's important because they put it on there, and they gave us that story. And it was cool, bro. It was cool. And then he performed. You know what I mean? He came out from the rip with aggression, and I enjoyed that. But he got caught. He got caught with a left. It was a sneaky left too, Shout out to Saddam Ali that was commentating. But Chaney gave up his height when he got caught. He was crouching down, and my man slipped that left. It wasn't even a straight left. It was like almost like I would say an up jab, but it was, he was a southpaw, so it was the rear hand. It was fucking crazy. Dude got, he dropped him, but Chaney got up. Like Mike said, he kept his composure. He held when he needed to. And even in that round, he started to get his shit together, and he let go a couple of 1-2s, man.
Towards the
I like him. And you know what? He's trained by Calvin Ford, which is the former trainer of Gervonta when Gervonta was up and coming, when Gervonta was that kid everybody wanted to sign before.
Real quick, that's Calvin Ford, the same guy from The Wire, man. I don't know if y'all know what The Wire is, but that's the real life damn, what's his fucking guy name? The guy that got out of jail and started the boxing program. Fucking don't know his name right now, but he's a character on
Get
The Wire.
the fuck out of here. Wait a minute. Don't tell me this is the dude, because the dude that started the boxing program was way bigger and darker. So
he just made him.
That's fucked up. They made him look better.
Yeah.
The fucking actor look better.
Come on, right? Made him look better. Calvin Ford, the OG though, man. Shout out to Calvin Ford.
Word is born. That's him, bro. You know how many times I fucking seen Calvin Ford? I ain't know that shit. I'm going to interview him now. That is amazing.
Yes.
I love that. I love The Wire.
We touched on it in my first interview with
you know what that means? You know what that means? First question is
my shit.
First question is going to be like, yo, how real was, The Wire, right? Because
we touched on that too. We touched on it. Bro, that's why the interview was an hour.
Ooh.
The first one.
Ooh.
Cassius Chaney.
Yeah, but Chaney ain't going to know.
Okay, I feel you.
Chaney ain't going to know, because remember, Calvin Ford in The Wire had bodies. You feel me? He was putting in that, like he was the muscle.
Yeah.
He was putting in hella work. He was fucking with Snoop.
What's my guy's name on that fucking? What's the character name, bro?
I don't know, but I know he used to talk slow. Like,
hold on. Let me go here real quick, bro.
Whatever. We gonna move on while he find it.
Don't just move on, because you're rating the kid, but he got dropped by the guy was 4-2.
No, the guy was 4. And
nigga Cuddy, nigga. Shout out to that motherfucker Cuddy from The Wire, baby.
4-2 with 3 knockouts, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, 4-3 with 2 knockouts. I mean, listen, Deontay Wilder got dropped by Harold Skanders early in his career. You know what I mean?
Bro, and guess
he
what?
gets dropped every weekend in sparring. Like, what's that mean, bro?
Guess what happened on Google?
I mean, I don't know. I think it's the way you phrase things. Like, maybe you should just rethink that. You're rating him. First of all, we didn't say, yo, he's rated number 10 now. No, we're reviewing his fight is the appropriate term.
You said you like him. You sort of get about. I'm just saying it wasn't like he was. He's 14-0 now, and the guy he fought was 4-2.
Bro,
but Rob, I like him as a prospect.
He's a prospect, bro. That's all. He's not like a
I'm not saying I like him. He's gonna beat AJ. What the fuck?
And he realizes that he's a prospect. Like,
I'll tell you this. Since you want to be so tough on him, I'll pick him to beat David Allen's ass right now.
Ass. Knock his fucking ass out too at that.
Get out of David Allen so bad, right?
Y'all think Rob is like the biggest David Allen fan?
No, but he's a fucking British heavyweight.
It ain't. He's a British. Exact. It's a British heavyweight. He keeps making this American UK thing.
I'm not. I just said I just pump the brakes a little bit.
Who David Allen just fight?
No, we won't pump the brakes. We won't pump the brakes. You know who else I'm gonna throw in there? I'm gonna throw in that fucking Gallimore or Gathenmore Nathan dude. His fat tub of law. He looks like a motherfucking UK version of fucking Travis Kaufman. And guess what? Chaney will whoop his ass too.
I don't know.
Yeah, Nathan Gallimore. Yeah, him. Frank Warren prospect.
Got it.
So aggressive.
Because
you fucking shitting on my God, man. Don't fucking change.
Might give Rob some US music.
Real quick, man. As soon as you put Calvin Ford name in fucking Google, The Wire pops up beside it.
That's real good. Let's change the subject because people get
Mama's boy from Dennis Duggan. He got a stoppage too. Shout out Dennis Duggan.
Word is born. I watched that fight, but nobody, nothing. So no one like Ron. You don't give a fuck about Chaney.
No,
Yeah, for
I
real.
think
Like,
Chaney. I think Chaney's a good prospect coming in, and at that point, every fighter has learning pains, and regardless of where they're at, it's just how you finish. So hopefully, the next fight he doesn't get dropped. And I think that he can be a future contender. I think him and Triple D, maybe that's something he can show down when they get more fights in. I mean, you never know. It's heavyweight. Deontay Wilder. Everyone talked about him and all his styles and all this stuff, but at the end of the day, he came, and he became a champion. Now he's in conversation with some of these guys. So you never know in this particular weight, division. So
all I know,
as long as he keeps winning, and he gets knocked out.
All I know,
I don't like your tone, Rob. I don't like your tone.
all I
homie.
know is,
Oh,
I don't like that you jumped in when I was talking. All I know is, if that had been a UK guy and I'd have said, "Yeah, I like you. He looks like a good prospect," you'd have been like, "Fuck out of here! He got fucking knocked down by
he
a."
didn't lose like the fucking Sandman lost. That's why we shitted on the Sandman.
Hold on.
He lost.
Let me help Rob out. Do you guys think he's a blue chip kind of fighter? Like, you think he's like? Would you count him as
Yeah,
like a
you
top?
gotta see when he moves up.
He's better than blue chip Ryan Martin.
Yeah. I thought you mean like blue chip, like a blue chip prospect, not like a blue chip Ryan Martin. I'm sorry.
No, that's what he meant.
No.
I'm being
No one's. Stop it! Don't you dare. I'm talking about the actual term of a blue chip. Like
okay. Yeah.
Right.
When my first statement.
Whoa. But first of all, he can't be the actual term because, like, to be a blue chip prospect, the rest of the world has to believe that. This is a guy that is unknown.
That's true.
That we are putting on to the world. Like, he's a guy fighting on Facebook, for guys.
I don't know, because if you ever seen that movie,
your
Blue
own
Chips,
personal preference.
If you seen the movie Blue Chips, Shaq was an unknown then. Dude went out and found Shaq and brought him back, and that's how he became that blue chip prospect.
Yeah, but Shaq was unknown to the.
I'm talking about in the actual movie, not like Shaq's career, but the movie. Blue
I
Chip.
know in the movie, but that's what I'm saying. It's different because he was unknown to the college ranks.
Yeah,
this guy's already a professional.
That's true.
He's out there, like he's literally already ranked, whether it's 150 or 200. He's literally like, it's different.
Shout out Ness for knowing movies, man. For real, damn.
I watch. Fuck that, dude. Shaq. I watch Blue Chip.
Yeah. My daddy put me on that shit.
Dude, I was thinking today we need to do some Untitles because you know how many movies I've watched? I just watched today this movie.
You watch more than me.
Beautiful Boy.
I ain't seen that shit.
Damn, bro.
I know you said you about to cry.
I got a son. I got a son. So I thought about it like that. Like, damn, what the fuck do you do if your kid is just addicted?
Oh, damn, it was about that?
Dude, the kid was addicted to crystal meth by the age of 10. How do you not know?
Whoa. Who made a movie like that?
But listen, this is the thing, though. This is the thing.
How the fuck do a 9-year-old start smoking shit like that?
Well, he didn't come out and say it till after he was 18 and already in college. And mind you, this kid graduated from college. Like, it could fuck it, dude. And he was a phenomenal writer. He was like excelling in school, so it's like it could slip. But the big thing that I think I noticed was the parents were separated, and one lived maybe in LA and another in somewhere else. So the father always had to go to the airport. As a kid, it was always these flashback scenes of the father taking him to the airport and him getting on the plane alone. So who the fuck knows, and that traveling and that time in LA.
Move back now, nigga. You get me fucked.
But just going back to, and I'll revise it. Do you think Chaney is top 5 under 10 wins in the heavyweight division?
I'm gonna do what all good people do. Type his name in BoxRec and see what we get, and go from there.
I got it. I'm on it.
Yo, Rob had it up so quick.
No, we all need to have it so we can see.
Cassius Chaney, baby. Shout out my guy, man. Look, bro. You come back, you bounce back, you get a whole segment on this shit.
Homie only been fighting for 2 years. He's already number 15 in America. He's moving accordingly. In the world, he's 75 on BoxRec. I like to use BoxRec, even though we all know that these numbers are more based on big fights. That's how you get
14 fights. Okay, my bad.
But let's check. He's 75. And
Now
that you see, he won't get this fight unless he signs the DAZN, but this is a fight he can win. David fucking Price.
David Price. Yeah, murder that motherfucker.
Oh, said.
He should go for number 56, like you said, and do it easily.
56. Yeah, David Allen. I like that fight. But
anybody from the UK not named Daniel Dubois, not yet.
He could take on Namir Mansour coming off a loss. He could take Joey Abel. He could take Joey Abel, former opponent of Tyson Fury, and a bunch of others. I'm not even gonna click his name. That's Weatherspoon. That's a good name, and that's a local fight. He's from Baltimore. Weatherspoon's from Philadelphia. Weatherspoon has a common opponent with Seth Mitchell, which was a created heavyweight. Common opponent with Areola. Common opponent with Stavern, which makes it common opponent with Deontay.
You said he could beat number 33.
Yo, look who's there, yo. Tyrone Sponge. Shout out to the Nessus clone.
The doppelganger.
Yep.
Yeah, you said he could get number 33 as well. God, he could really jump the rankings.
Let me see 33. Let me see who's 33.
Yeah, Rob made the fucking sarcasm just dripping.
I literally can't tell you sarcasm.
It's all good. Let him be sarcastic. 30. Hell yeah, bro.
No. Number 11. Look at that. He could really jump the rankings.
Who's number 11? I never said that.
He's somewhere between what was it, Nathan Gorman and Dillian White.
Give him Charles Martin.
I never said Dillian White. Here you go.
Sorry, Derek Chisora.
I never said Derek Chisora.
Oh, he's somewhere in between now. So what about?
Why would you try to give him a guy that has all that fucking experience right now? He's still
that's what Rob wants to do.
You said he fucking beats the shit out of Nathan Gorman, or you said
but they on the same level though. Those guys on the same level.
Dillian White or Derek Chisora, but you want to say that so you can get your UK guys in the fucking chat.
Tell Derek
Dillian will crush him, but like
Dillian White to fight Big Baby and see what happens. Big Baby will stump all that motherfucking ass.
Let me tell you, if you want me to keep fucking taking shots, if Huey Fury is gonna keep fighting like he'll fucking beat Huey Fury too with his one hand ass. All he got is one hand.
But Dennis Duggan, baby, mama's boy.
Yeah,
impressive victory.
Yeah, that's right.
TKO. Shout out to him. Sorry, we ain't give you more time.
I fucking like Dennis, bro. He's from New Jersey. I know his mother. She listens to this show. He listens.
For the record, I thought he won against a Darrell when he fought him a couple fights ago.
Everybody knows that. That was my issue. You know, he's a bit sour or bitter, and he's allowed to be both.
He should be
about the Darrell fight. But the way that you get Darrell fights or bigger is to look good. Saul Roman, I'm sure if someone pulls him up on BoxRec, probably fought at way lighter divisions throughout his career. I just feel that if Duggan is to succeed on the top level, he needed to do Roman slightly better, because I know they're going to listen. So look, he did a good job, but at times there was head clashes. It was southpaw versus orthodox. He wasn't keeping his foot on the outside. He consistently clinched. I didn't care because of my bias, and I'm a fucking, mama's boy fan. But at the end of the day, that shit was shades of fucking Andre Ward versus like Alan Green or Saki Obika. Like every time he exchanged, he had Roman's arm in the chicken wing. Like it was
Roman started at 154.
All right. And this fight was at 68. So again, and Roman is old. And I bet you check rounds boxed.
Yes.
Upwards of 200, I guarantee.
God damn, you good, boy. 293. The
journeyman. So like no again, and my
knocked out 10 times now.
Bias is none. That's what I'm saying. See, he's American and he's getting it just as thick as Teller got.
No, he from Mexico.
No, my nigga. I'm talking about Duggan is
okay. My bad.
My criticism just as thick as anyone else would get it, because again, like I want to ride with you. I want you to get them shots. I want you to get what you deserve versus Darrell. But now it seems like you took yourself out of that Heyman Floyd Mayweather circle, and I get it. I get it.
He said they dropped him though. Like you guys don't be listening to
but Floyd dropped him, or was he ever with Heyman? Did you ask the tough question?
He said they just moved on from Heyman.
Was he ever with Heyman? That's what you gotta ask. Because these guys.
If you say I moved on from Heyman, that tells me then you were with Heyman.
Listen to me. These guys get with Floyd and think they are with Heyman. Floyd is actively out here saying, me and Heyman, we partners.
He is.
He's like my dad. Like, stop fucking lying. Y'all ain't partners. Y'all not fucking partners. He paying you.
Hold on, man. Hold on. How we know that?
Man, get the fuck
out. Florida made $600 million last 2 fights, bro.
Listen to me.
How much
People are begging for a spokesperson for Heyman Boxing. You think if he was fucking partners, they ain't gonna make the most popular man in boxing the face of the boxing?
Nigga can't read, man. Can't read.
Bruh, I don't know where you heard that from. He could read.
I'm just fucking with y'all, bro. Y'all never seen the fucking Charlemagne shit?
Of course I seen.
Okay, then I'm just making jokes.
The bottom line is, I just would have liked Douglas to get the win cleaner, less clinching, less headbutting, cleaner work. That's all.
Fan friendly.
Rob over there rolling his eyes and shit. So you didn't watch this, but you want us to watch the Burnetts and the fucking shit tellers of the world.
I didn't even roll.
Shit, Taylor, hold on, bro. Josh ain't no shit now.
You don't know what Taylor I'm talking about.
Which one you talking about then?
I mean, there's plenty.
Okay.
Jermaine.
No, fuck that. No. I'm talking about a fucking a UK Taylor. Give me one and that's right now.
Named one. I mean, he just named the teller.
No, a UK, because I know you were talking about UK.
Tellers of the world. I said
exactly.
I
Taylor Swift.
Yo, really quick. I just want to say, if you haven't done so already, can you please subscribe to the YouTube channel, because we're about to finally hit 90,000. We're about, I don't know, 750 away. We're like 89,257 subscribers. So
if you like what you're hearing right now,
okay,
go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. It helps with the visibility of the show. And if you really like what you're hearing, go over to our website, ThaBoxingvoice.com, and click on the affiliate sponsors link and check out all the sponsors we have. We have everything from Amazon to fucking audio. Tune it.
Fucking audio. Give it.
I'm giving it to him, man. Blue Apron. You know what I'm saying? Check it out, man. And all thing I do is click on that link and start the shopping.
Oh, Mike, right now.
Alrighty then.
Let's finish up the card.
I've actually got that soundbite ready for
which one?
A certain caller. That Jim Carrey fucking. I've got that ready.
For NO, fuck you.
Yo, we got one more thing to touch on.
Did you guys talk about the Sullivan?
Rob, you too fucking unpredictable, bro. I swear to God, man.
Yeah, we didn't go to Sullivan. Wait, and there was someone else before Sullivan too, no?
Where's the notes? Let's have a look at that. Oh, on that card, didn't see it either.
I guess not. Whatever. I mean, Sullivan got the win. I probably fell asleep on this one.
It went the distance. Unanimous decision. You're talking about scorecards like 99, 91, 98, 92.
Close though?
No, you can tell that
both his eyes was damn near shut.
Yeah, Sullivan, you can tell he's trying to get the knockout, but the guy was kind of tough. You know, Sean was hanging in there, but it was definitely lopsided.
Man, both his eyes on Dubs. Shout out to Barrera for, you know what I'm saying, coming back strong. Hopefully he can contend for another world title, man, down the road.
Mike, right now, pick Buatsi or Barrera.
Buatsi.
Thank you.
Buatsi or Barrera? I don't think I've seen Buatsi yet.
Buatsi's talented, but I haven't seen him with anyone in that caliber. So
no, but I'm just saying he's not ready for Barrera though. Don't. It is not gonna give him that fight, so it's just a question. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I want to.
Really, so your answer really means shit, because we'll never get to know. And
exactly, he probably get that fight like 10 fights from now.
Taking your word is like taking your word.
I mean, if you take it in about 2 years, then you'd probably be right.
I don't know.
Oh, I just thought, have you got a Crow soundbite there at all? Because someone,
yeah. Ryan Martin, baby, blue chip, baby. What up, blue chip? I'm hot. Goddamn it!
No,
6 in a row, 7 in a row. I'm hot. Goddamn it!
Hit him with 2 of them.
I'm Jordan, baby. I ain't missed yet.
Why 2?
Because Ryan Martin didn't even throw a punch. He just deserves to get 2 girls.
Double helping. Mike,
he gotta beat that. Yeah, give me another round, man. Give me
because I rub that in. That's Ryan Martin.
I'm on side, baby.
So what's this Klitschko news? Which Klitschko's trying to come back?
Vladimir.
Uh-oh. Another AJ fight.
Of course.
Well, this is dependent, I think, on your
for AJ.
You got a duck soundbite? What that quack at?
Ah, man.
Wait,
hold on.
Crazy Doug. No, you're crazy. Dude. This fight was like fight of the last 20 years. It sold 90,000. It broke record. I mean, he already had the rematch. So like,
how long he been off?
Well,
probably another 2 years, like the first time. But you know, that's the way. AJ likes it.
45 now, some shit. Let me know.
Let's break what he actually
said.
Said.
Same age as Ortiz or older. What's up?
He's got to make sure you get the blood pressure medicine first.
Okay.
Klitschko went out in news and pretty much said that he would only be interested to come back to make some sort of historical comeback. And he was comparing that historical comeback.
I was talking about history and shit. I want to be historical.
That's what he.
Shut your soft.
Let's shut that soft ass shit up, man.
I want to hear
Mike, you just say the damn news before you just rub your whole fucking narrative on this shit before you start crying over here.
You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Listen, what he said is he would be interested to come back to do a historical whatever matchmaking fight. Granted, the fact is that historical thing he wants to do is he's comparing stuff to George Foreman. George Foreman came back, became the oldest heavyweight champion.
Let him tell the fucking story.
Yeah, right. He's like, yo, AJ,
I'm gonna put
look,
that right there.
this could be easily Wilder too. Fuck.
I'm saying he got wait 10 years.
Calm the fuck down. Right. He's saying that he'd be interested to come back. But if I come back at 45, 46, if he still got it, it sparks his interest. He'd be interested to maybe fight the man of this division. Let's say if Wilder beats Tyson Fury, beats AJ, that might be the fight that he wants to come back and fight. Granted, if AJ washes the whole heavyweight division, or Tyson Fury beats Wilder and then he wants to avenge that, or maybe avenge the AJ loss. Regardless, he compared himself to possibly coming back and wanting to get the oldest heavyweight title chance.
That's not bad coming back at 60. You can go to Denny's and get free pancakes, then go fight. That's a good deal.
You just said
that's
60.
A good deal.
45, Mike. I'm gonna.
My bad. 45. I'm sorry.
Clearly just said 45. 46.
My bad. Sorry.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
So you know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time to voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. Do not forget to press 1. For all my guys that want to voice their opinion, you must press 1 so that we know you want to speak. And remember, don't type when you can Skype. Add Nestor Gibbs on Skype and be part of the conversation. We're going out to Joseph in Texas. Talk to me.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Y'all doing good tonight?
What up?
I wanted to touch on y'all were talking about putting Spence versus Mikey at Cowboy Stadium. I think that's the perfect fit, man. Like I said, Mikey with the Mexican following, they're gonna be there. They're gonna buy the tickets. Like I said, we'll kill a goat, kill a pig, something that day. And Errol Spence, man, I was at the fight when he fought in Frisco, and I've been at Canelo's fight at AT&T Stadium. When he fought at Frisco, you got to understand, yeah, he sold 12,000 plus in Dallas, Frisco, Fort Worth, the whole Metroplex. Everybody was talking about that. And outside of their building where they fought at, there's a big practice field. Thousands of people were with lawn chairs on the practice field watching the screen outside of the fight. People filled in bars. So it's not out of the stretch of the imagination to put 40,000 in Cowboy Stadium. I think that's a perfect idea. And seeing as how they're both Dallas Cowboys fans, you start promoting them as two Cowboys fans wanting to come fight at Cowboy Stadium. Let Jerry Jones help with the promotion, and I think you can easily sell 40,000 in that.
Right. You goddamn right.
I mean, it was amazing to see, thousands of people outside just to watch Errol Spence fight. People bringing their kids. Then they sat there with lawn chairs just to watch the fight. It was amazing. It was a great environment to be at, and I'm hoping that that's where they do it because I hope to be there again. But that's my call, guys. Y'all have a good one.
Joseph, thanks for calling in Texas. Stand up. We're going out to Baltimore, the home of the Wire. Troy, what up?
What up, Troy, big homie?
Hey, big up. You know what? I don't like this fight with Spence and Garcia, and I'm gonna tell you why. He outweighs Garcia. But honestly, for the state of Texas, it's probably gonna be great, right? But overall, it's a lose-lose fight for Spence because other than making a big payday, he has nothing to gain from it, and it's a win-win situation for Mikey, who I actually like as a fighter because he has great balance, great eyes, and great power. But it's basically Spence outweighs him by about 30 pounds. You know, I don't even know the weight class they're fighting at. You know, what are they fighting at? Hello?
It's unannounced, but it'll probably be welterweight for the IBS strap.
Probably have a fucking rehydrate clause too.
Yeah. I don't even like that because I know by the time he rehydrates, he'll be high 160, and Mikey will probably be what, just like 150 or 140. It's just, to me, it's just not a good fight. And if he loses, the suspense I'm talking about, you know, where does he go once he loses? Where?
Sean Porter.
Crawford now, right?
Sean Porter, Thurman winner probably.
He goes to Crawford, I guess. Yeah, but I don't see any sense in this besides money. And I could tell you that I could tell my boy won last night. It was kind of strange, Mr. Donaire. I'm a big fan of his, but truthfully, I think he's pushing it, and he needs to go retire before he hurts himself or gets hurt. I think he truly needs to retire. He's a great fighter. He had his time, and he needs to retire. And Ness, as usual, I have something I need to call you out on, right? Hello?
I'm listening.
Ness. Yeah, because, you know, you have a habit of, you said something, I guess, the last show, which I heard. I didn't call in. You said something about resumes didn't matter. Of course, someone brought up Deontay Wilder, and that's when that came out your mouth. Since when doesn't it matter? How do you judge a fighter?
You know when it doesn't matter, Troy? When you are a champion. When you are a champion, because when you have a title, we want you to unify. The same reason you guys gave AJ a pass when he fought Joshua. It was like, he's not fighting Wilder because he's unifying. Oh, he's not fighting Wilder because he's fighting Klitschko and he's unifying. Now he's not fighting Wilder because he's fighting Joseph and he's unifying. Oh no, he's not fighting Wilder now because it's mandatory. It's a mandatory. I mean, come on, you guys got more excuses than a little bit.
Let me finish my statement real quick before you cut me off.
You can do whatever you like.
Let me finish my statement before you cut me off.
Be my guest.
That's kind of funny you said that. It's kind of funny you said that because, you know, when it comes to Martin, who was a champion, you tear him down for saying he hasn't fought anyone.
Who?
Martin.
My man.
That was the first champion.
My man. Let's play a game that's going to end in two answers. What's his biggest win?
It doesn't matter because resumes don't matter. That's what you just stated to me, brother, right?
All right, buddy.
Right?
No,
All right,
but
you have
that,
a good. You
that,
have a good
that
night.
is not what I just stated to you, my friend. That's what a AJ protector wants, because you want to buff up your man's resume. So you want to make it seem like Martin was someone. But this is the problem with you guys. You sheep, right? In one breath, want to say that Martin was someone, but then turn around and say, well, who has Wilder fought?
Martin was a bum.
There you go, Troy.
Real quick, man, we got some sad news to pass on. 49-year-old boxer passes away after being knocked out after a knockout loss.
Did you read the story?
Yeah, Kristen Dahahu. I forgot the name. Yeah, he was knocked out in that time.
Oh, you're gonna.
I mean, I'm just passing on sad news, bro. That's all. That's it.
I mean,
it's a boxing show. I feel like I should.
Get free to pronounce his name, bro.
Oh, my bad. You wanna? It's in the chat.
Nah, I'm good, man.
Okay, but I'm just passing on those. It's on Boxing Scene. If anybody want to check out the article.
Yeah. So, final thoughts. Slow weekend, man. You see, this is the issue with DAZN and ESPN Plus, right? Both of these, or this weekend's fights, were on streaming app services, platforms, and I don't know. Looks like people didn't know, or these fighters weren't important enough. Very slow weekend for the callers, I guess. Viewers are there, but the callers are like, fuck that. Who's Miguel? Who? Miguel what? Miguel should be fighting Gervonta or Machado, not fucking Miguel Roman.
Probably nobody called in for Spence and Garcia.
Oh, the whole Burnett thing.
Is there any football on tonight or some shit?
Oh, absolutely. Oh shit, Green Bay and fucking the Patriots. So yeah, everybody watching that shit.
That's so whack. You guys are so whack. All you fucking football fucking.
Well, shit, shout out to them, hey, for making an early night for Mike so he can watch it.
Fucking football.
Go watch your movie, man. Go watch your movie, big homie.
Ah, yeah, I'm gonna probably watch the movie. You know what I actually did? I had to buy Epics, bro, to catch up to the Contender for with you guys, because I want to review it and shit. I seen the little Brandon Adams beef.
Yeah, Brandon Adams and Shane Mosley Jr. supposed to fight for the Contender title.
Yeah, whatever, Mike. When you get good, you would know how to take assists. You know what I'm saying? It was like, I seen the Brandon.
I mean,
and you were supposed to be like, oh yeah, you know what? He touched on the beef between him and Azim Richardson. My interview, you could go check it out at youtube.com/ThaBoxingVoice. While you're there, I actually did an interview with Cassius Chaney too. He just got a knockout yesterday, but I can't teach you.
I stated that earlier.
Yes.
I'm not gonna.
For that, and that's GTO. Peace.
My thoughts over the weekend, Donaire. Shout out to him for getting the victory over Ryan Burnett, but you know he got hurt. But so I'm just curious to see what kind of injury it was. You know, Miguel Berchelt and Mikey Roman, good fight on ESPN Plus. If you're interested in watching a little war, I mean, I wouldn't call it a war, but a tough guy in Mikey Roman, a tough guy. And shout out to Cassius Chaney for bouncing back, keeping composure, getting the knockout. Sullivan, Barrera, Dennis Duggan, and Josh Taylor all got victories too. Follow me on Twitter at Gross2312 or on IG at Gross1911. Peace.
All right. My final thoughts. Congratulations to everyone who won. For Donaire, a win is a win. So carry on. Hopefully Burnett is able to get a speedy recovery and able to compete healthy and as well as he did previously before this injury. The whole Mikey Garcia and Spence, you know, I really don't think any of this is going to be anywhere close to being announced until maybe end of December of next year. So we'll keep our ears glued to the news and try to give you guys some of this information. As well as the Adrian Broner, Pacquiao, and the other Danny Garcia. Very interested in that. So, you know, the 147 division is definitely a glamorous division. So hopefully next year, PBC, which in my opinion has the strongest stable out of, you know, fighters, especially in America. hopefully we can get these great fights and no more of this speculation. But other than that, you can find me at Fighter IQ Media on Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah. Very quick shout out Floyd Mayweather and Oscar De La Hoya. If you could
Man,
please
shut that soft ass shit up, man.
Hell yeah. Why you gonna even talk about them two morons?
Can I have an outro? Do you mind? Thank you. I was actually going to say that. Can you please fucking cut it out? No one's interested in your old ass fucking beef.
Are you dumb?
I know that shit. They're so corny, bro.
Calling you stupid would be an insult to stupid people.
Yeah, you know, fucking stupid hashtags like hashtag Floyd the felon and shit like that. It's just ridiculous. Floyd, just promoting Oscar and Floyd, stick to keeping your fighters inactive. Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, next week's the big one for me. We've got Usyk and Bellew. That's like my fight of the year. I can't wait for that. So looking forward to some shows on that because I'm pretty sure I know where everyone else is going to be coming from on that one. But yeah, follow me Twitter and Instagram at UKRobTBV, and we'll catch you on the next one.
I swear, man, your Twitter is not UKRob at TBV. Every time I tag you in something, you never get tagged.
Yeah, but you don't even put the at sometimes. You do like
I tag it on Instagram. I always put at. How can I not tag you? And if I tag you on Instagram and link my fucking Facebook and my Twitter to the same account, then that's your account that's fucked up, not mine.
It ain't because they're the same account. Well, anyway, but yeah, when Mike does a Twitter post.
I don't do Twitter posts, bro. But that's what you're not understanding. I only do IG posts. So my Twitter and Facebook are linked.
You need to check. Am I being tagged? Because I believe when you put the Twitter handle on IG, it doesn't put the @ sign when it gets to IG as a post.
So
you understand the words that are coming out of my
mouth? I gotta go all the way over to fucking Twitter to change it.
Sound bites because someone needs to level it out just a little.
Right there.
Get over it.
Just a little bit hot, just a little bit.
Play your sheep one a minute. Play your sheep one.
Is mine need to be set down a little? Or you
That's not
play it.
today.
I didn't play the sheep today. No, it's not in the red. It's not in the red at all.
The sheep is you.
Okay, Rob. Okay.
You tried to
take the fight. Tell David Allen take the fight.
He's got a fight.
Tell David Allen take the fight.
Again, fucking Cassius Chaney.
Tell AJ take the fight.
What, against Cassius Chaney?
Tell Dillian take the fight.
Yeah, that's right. Cassius Chaney, AJ, two chin.
Start calling you out, Ron G.
Fighters.
Bayside don't call in, so you can't call me out.
Oh, damn, Bayside, pow, bitch
Talk
ass.
to me. I'm here. Sunday,
Bayside,
Thursday,
yeah.
4
Does
p.m.
he even have a phone? Jesus.
Rob should be so corny, but that
Voice
should
of
be
the
funny
people,
as fuck, boy. Your fucking accent, man, just make everything funny. I think, like Wilder said, man, you fucking guys' accent just makes shit funny.
Yeah. Yeah, Bayside ain't calling in anytime soon. He's got plenty to say on it with his fingers, but another pussy.
Ooh, he calling him a pussy on live stream. You pussy. I'm gonna amp it up there. Hey, you a pussy,
All you
bro.
have to do
Straight
is
up.
call in. Everyone
What kind of name is
call in,
Bayside Boxing anyway? Where you from? San Francisco?
Look at
You ain't from Oakland. Nigga. You ain't from Oakland, homie.
Look at James the Sheep. UK Rob has better sounds than the US guys.
No, I see what you did there.
Fucking sheep. The fuck out of here, sheep.
Who's that, Jim Carrey?
Solomon said, Ness, give us an untitled show. I mean, there's one there.
Hey, we should do like a fucking overtime. Well, Rob got to go to bed. Never mind. Rob got to go to sleep.
Rob is always going to sleep.
Yeah.
Tell the truth.
Like Cassius Chaney in his next fight.
Ooh, who you fighting?
Like AJ when he finally fights Wilder.
He's fighting Nikosi Sullivan.
That's who AJ's fighting?
That's a different
Chaney Sullivan.
Damn, that's who AJ's fighting. Bye-bye.